fighting, and the police come, the two female policemen with the guy, and the female say, "You hurt me, you beat me." That's why she's under arrest too. She's under arrest. She's a she's a wanted criminal. She's from Florida.
Located at
Okay, the
738
shelter
Northeast
criminal leader. Okay.
125th Street in
She's a
North
wanted
Miami.
criminal. Remember the one you heard that they recorded
And the
was
service
two
is
police
also
come,
great.
okay? The two female
Once
police
there,
come
you
and said
will
these two
only see
female and
mostly
suspended for
professional
2 days for 2
there.
years.
And if you like
Was it
Haitian
set up?
grill,
That's
your
it.
taste buds will
What they
explode
get
with that pickles.
and the guy with the cripple guy that's suspended for 3 days over there. She's under arrested, okay? He's from Florida, he's wonderful.
Third, we have Costa Champede,
Cripple, but he is
located in
cripple.
Pembroke Pines at 720 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, Florida. This is an upscale Haitian restaurant where the food is out of this world. Here you will enjoy some of the best Haitian food on the planet. The service is excellent and the atmosphere is great as well. There is always ambience and the people are always friendly.
So this is Florida. These are Haitian Florida successful. So I'm showing you guys what's going on in Massachusetts. Why no other people different color cannot be successful but Caucasian.
Last but not least, we have Albert Restaurant, located in
Caucasian,
Oakland Park.
Asian,
At 1201 Northeast 38th Street, Oakland Park,
so they have a
Florida.
butcher joint to
Here the
11
food is so
criminals at
good
the
and
shelter
the
like her.
atmosphere once
Also,
again is an
always
upscale establishment.
stealing things and
They
people need
strive
money
to bring
to
each and every
everything.
client the
Has
best
a homeless
experience in
identity
each
for
and
drugs,
every
everything.
dish.
That's how the
You will not
practice is,
regret
the
going
shelter
there to
everything.
enjoy some of the best
So
Haitian
this
food.
is Haitian
Happy
success.
eating to you all.
Haitian. We have in Florida, I'm going to show you New York. So what's going on in Massachusetts? The only state in the United States that is going on. Only state in the United States that is going on. Which is, I know, one of the side of the problem of it is the Spanish, so the KKK, Caucasian, and all this. So this is Miami, Florida, successful of Haitian Miami, Florida restaurant. It's a very big, expensive restaurant. That's superstars. We all know him as a superstar kitchen hell, kitchen everything. We all know him as a superstar restaurant in Sherwood. So here, that has the Haitian restaurant. So that's what I'm trying to investigate. What's going on in the Massachusetts? That's Chinese food there. Chinese making Chinatown who making Haitian food. That's how it's in Chinatown. I like it Chinese. Chinese food is like almost like Haitian. So anyway. Because it's very expensive, it's but this is my point. They've been Haitian since since 1800. That's over 100 years old in my Boston, in Massachusetts. It's by Boston. And Boston is the second largest population in Massachusetts. They got nothing. There's no way you could go walk in Boston, there's a Haitian thing. This is for Haitian. Nowhere I'm walking in Boston to see anything for Haitian. Like you see here in Florida. Like I'm going to New York. There's nowhere after we walk say that a Joe making nice thing for Joe or African. No, I mean even African American. Only Caucasian, Spanish. And so that's why you keep hearing me call them ignorant house Negroes. Keep calling them ignorant house Negroes. What's wrong with you? You have your own people and everything, stupid, gang and faggots, and homosexual, gang, you think you're important, is something important, stupid. Your own people for Spanish, for Caucasian, and others. Destroy yourself, destroy your own people. So that's why I keep calling it ignorant house Negroes. Okay? It's one of the reasons why you got heard that. No. Take side. to what's going on in Boston and Massachusetts. Nothing good for them. Any hotel, not for them. Any big thing, not for them. Not for people of color. Different color. Black brown color, dark chocolate color, dark color, caramel color, nothing. All of them for Caucasian, Spanish, Middle East, let's call them Asian. Workers, people. Okay? And they have those junky Caucasian, Spanish, all over the street. Because some African American robbing people, stealing from them. And the police, is something I found is from the police also, from the genuine police also. Because I've been actually and there's a lot of them. They want to arrest them and they will protect them. They will even tell you I have to compassion for them. That ain't gonna happen. Whether they don't control them, you will see get them up this to try junkie Caucasian, causing problem in the Spanish, stealing everything, and people call them up. They were the one asking for the money, I tell them get a jail, he get mad. That ain't gonna happen. This is like a use them to destroy other people different colors for them criticism by the police by others. That's got to stop. That's why when you someone the police or they use them against when they see you or someone who have and they who have will be successful with them. You have the police all of them after you. But this is a very complex state which is highly worth. We have people after that. So, but they use that's why I call them no one selves Negro and they say them, but they can't figure it out. They can't understand. They think that's really good. But they have no idea to be on this way. Against themselves and their own people. So, see, okay, you see that? That's Florida, Haitian and Florida. So let's go New York. New York Haitian. She had that was someone in there has been 25 years in the country, United States. She always had a successful son. I don't even tell you Haitian of been here since so Haitian been in Florida, in Boston, before New York. Since 1800. That's over 100 years ago. New York is so successful. Why not in Boston? Why not in Manhattan? They got nothing. So, this is New York. 25 years ago, she came from here to New York. In New York City. She already had we all know New York City is a very high, expensive city in New York. Superstars everything. High class.
We got extra rice and we got sodas if you wanted
so,
to.
So, it's a big deal. You know Applebee's in New York.
Water, you can do it for about $40. So that's less than
so much more about New York City.
$15 a person, which is fantastic for New York City.
This is it.
So what's my grade on this?
35 years ago, she came in New York.
Thumbs up. If you get into New York and you're anywhere close to Hell's Kitchen,
why not in Massachusetts? Massachusetts is one of the states in the United States. It's part of the United States. It is the United States.
Then this is the place to come. So
Massachusetts is not a different country.
Sure
it is its own country. It is the United States, part of the United States.
All those little buttons you gotta click.
So why people are different?
You can keep me going for the next time I'm hungry.
Being wild has a showing, has compassion for me. Some Caucasian in Nordics. Let's go for China. We know who this is, right? You know who this guy is, right? So, you know her also. We have all those superstar Haitian, none of them from Massachusetts.
But Creole, so it's really like Haitian food. So if you go
None of them from Massachusetts. Yeah, why not all those billionaire, millionaires, Caucasian also doesn't give to them, share with them, give to them. They don't want them as a charity. Why is other people of different color is always have compassion for them and give to them. So they have whatever cool, rap people and everything. All those junkies, and they are highly racist. And you like black people, really, don't call me black, I'm not black. I don't take that call. Okay, this is the nonsense thing. Got to stop. The nonsense has got racial nonsense thing. Addiction, strawberry, got to stop. You see right here, see all this. This is if I go Jamaican too, or Jamaican, if I go for African American, you see how successful they are in other states. A lot of them prosper. But Massachusetts is the only state that have that type of problem. Especially if you're Haitian. Only state in the United States that have that problem. No, if it's controlled by Latin, by Spanish, so why will they call Puerto Rican and black people the same people or they together? If it's controlled by Spanish, by Latin, Massachusetts, so that's proof the Latin are the most social and the dangerous problem. They are the problem. So, because that's what I've been reading, Massachusetts is going to by Latin, by Puerto Rican, by Joseph. So if that highly racial crisis is in Massachusetts under them, so that means they're the most hypocrite of the crisis. They're just celebrate racist. So that we got to get to the bottom of it. And the cookie. And Boston got the highest population of Dominican. So, especially in Springfield, they said the Spanish, from the Spanish mouth, stealing my money in the bank, was saying to my face, the Spanish more racist than the Caucasian or the European Caucasian. They stole my tax too, the state tax, federal tax. There was a Puerto Rican said that on my face also. My tax stolen. So, and they don't acting of black people, black and yellow, and Spanish and the black people, Latino and the black people. I'm not taking that crap. Like I said, I'm not African American, those dumb African, dumb Jamaican, dumb Asian here. That don't make sense. I'm here for that crap. So, if that's so, why the crisis? So, because this Spanish is very successful of the lifestyle. So, why are you gonna give me black and yellow that excuse?
Welcome to Miami.
Black people and Spanish are together.
Is a city full of life,
or one,
morning or night.
but
if you
when
are
come
looking
back
to
to you,
enjoy the
it's
best food
completely
of the world, this is definitely the
so we
place
get
to
into
be.
the
There is a large Haitian population in Miami. Haitians make up 6.2% of the county's population, making them the second largest immigrant group. behind Cubans. So if you go to Miami for vacation, you must have Haitian food for the total Miami experience. There are a lot of Haitian restaurants in South
And
Florida.
had that El Chapo
Most
with
of them
$7
have
trillion
excellent
from
Haitian
Massachusetts.
food, but not
Where
all
he
are
get it to
created
get back to his
equal.
country. Wow.
If you want to sit down and enjoy some good Haitian food, here are a listing of the best Haitian restaurants in the Miami area. To start, we have La Lambe in
Nonsense.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
It is
I'm not
located
here
at
for that. Nonsense.
13720 Southwest
Black and
88th
yellow.
Street,
No.
Miami,
This
Florida.
is
There
cookies
you
and
can
everything.
enjoy some of the best
You hit
dishes
it. Yeah, right.
Haitians have to offer. If you like seafood, you will be in paradise at La Lambe.
By a group of
The
colored people
service
so
is great
successful,
and the
another
prices are
group of
reasonable.
color got nothing.
Second, we have Mocha Cafe, located at 738 Northeast 125th Street in North Miami. The
Yeah,
food
when
is
come out to
excellent
a
and
group
the
of colors
service
so
is also
successful.
great. Once
So
there, you
another
will
got
only
nothing.
see
And
mostly
then y'all do
professional
some
seating
really
there.
I
And
mean,
if you
come
like
on.
Haitian griot, your taste buds will explode with that pickles. Third, we have Casa Champede, located in Pembroke Pines at 720 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Yeah, even
This
my
is an
papa
upscale
stolen
Haitian
police in New York,
restaurant where the
recycle
food
like
is
dumb
out of
life.
this world.
Anything
Here
is
you will
lost, how
enjoy
is it
some of the
lost when it's
best
stolen?
Haitian food on the planet.
And I put in
The
the
service
report,
is
I write it down
excellent
and
and
the
the
report I say,
atmosphere
man,
is
and what
great
you
as
call
well.
it got stolen.
There is
And the
always
police camera,
ambience and the people are always
who
friendly.
stole it, a bunch of trash Caucasian in Spanish? And a few house Negroes? Really? It's very dangerously addicted. Where is it in Massachusetts that have the commercial? Addiction is a disease? Why I don't see that commercial here. Is it in Massachusetts medical? Addiction is a disease, right?
Last
So in
but
that
not
case,
least, we have
why a
Albert
group of colored
Restaurant,
people got so
located
much
in
everything
Oakland
and now they
Park
got nothing?
at 1201
Addiction
Northeast
disease.
38th Street, Oakland Park, Florida. There the food
Right.
is so good and the atmosphere once again is an upscale
You got a
establishment.
superstar Haitian
They strive
from
to
other
bring
states.
each and every client the best experience in each and every
A
dish.
lot of them so
You
successful.
will not
Why
regret
not
going
them?
there to enjoy
So
some of the
I'm in
best
United
Haitian
States.
food.
I
Happy
want
eating
to
to
be
you
a
all.
bowl to go new in United States. I got successful. Doesn't matter what color are you, skin color are you. To be successful as you want. What will you have a state? It depends on your color to be successful and where you come from. In the United States. Why? What is it for? It's based on your color to be successful. You have whatever you want. Anyway.
Hi, I'm JD Janice, and today I am eating Haitian food at Cuisine Creole with my friend Regine. Hi, everyone. Let's get eating. Woo!
All right. Okay. So, what are we gonna have to drink?
I was thinking one of the fruit juices.
Okay.
Oh, what is soursop?
I have no idea. Why are you asking me such hard questions?
So you can see those are Asian that from other states, they're not racist. They're not discriminatory. But you can see Massachusetts, New York, nationally, they put very racist, they
I'm gonna try
discriminate.
something easy like papaya or guava.
That's Chinatown and somewhere, not Massachusetts.
Do you like milk or? Okay, so I'll just try it later.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Woo. One down. Now 50 choices to go.
So, what do you think we should eat?
Everything. Okay. So this is
Mexican
my
butter,
first
Haitian
time
food.
at this location since they've changed ownership. I've only heard really
See?
good things, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I like
We had to
Mexican food. I
have
always
pate.
eat Mexican food.
So
So,
pate is a Haitian
these are the world is what?
pastry.
The
And it's
reality
filled
world.
with different types of
Is
meat. I like
Massachusetts
mine with
being invaded by
but
aliens?
sometimes they do beef, chicken, that's what else they have. Oh, they have
Oh, no, so each master is being secretly invaded by aliens
So, but they serve it
against the
at
government.
And so whenever there's a Haitian party, you go to a Haitian party and they don't have
Aliens
pate,
control
just leave.
other people's
We're
only
not
themselves.
Okay, so that's number one. All right. Do you eat pork? You eat everything.
So,
Okay, you have to have my favorite.
a UFO, the United States might have been invaded by UFO. I mean, National States might be invaded by
And I
UFO
like my
to take the
fried
government
potato,
home.
which is so good. And then I'm gonna order everything. So we're well known for making rice, like rice and beans. So, but our rice and beans is a little bit different from like Jamaican rice and beans, or Jamaicans call it rice and beans.
So
We call
this
it
is
rice
it.
and beans. But here they have a rice that is made with mushroom. It is awesome. It's black rice. It is like the most amazing thing. Actually, you know what? You're gonna want to be Haitian after you eat this.
Yeah, man,
Are
and
you ready to be
man.
Haitian?
This is that his restaurant.
No? You got food. So, sac, passe.
Yeah, man. This is that his restaurant, the last.
You don't even know what I told you to say.
The Chinese restaurant, Chinese buffet in
How are
Miami.
you?
Yes.
So go ahead, tell your audience.
Springfield too.
Very nice.
The Chinese
Okay.
buffet
Pretty awesome.
and Spanish
What else
buffet.
should I
We
teach
don't
you?
want to have buffet in
No
Spanish.
way? Say.
There's no buffet in Boston. It's so there's our prices in Boston, no buffet. They're so greedy and stingy, they're so greedy, cerebral. No buffet. Every food is per pound. Every cooking food per pound. This is the Christ. The Jesus Christ. No buffet. Everything you per pound. Cooking food per pound. Because if you go eat buffet, they can like money. They want to be a gold digger. Everyone is a gold digger most of them. In Boston. For capital city, they don't have buffet. To go dinner, you wanna go dinner anything. For capital city. Big city.
You're gonna try some goat? Sure. Okay, perfect. We're gonna do goat. Okay, so we're having pate.
Yeah, because it's not gonna take per pound. Because they want to make a gold ticket, they want to make a jackpot in their pound of the food.
Inside there's meat. These are chicken.
That's how they do it, yeah.
So
Money and
every
everything.
serious Haitian party has pate. And like I said earlier, if you go to a Haitian party and there's no pate, just leave. It's not even worth it. Alright? Go ahead, let's dig in. Toast and cheers. It's hot, right? This is a good one because it's late. Ooh, it's hot.
This is the final boarding call for the 2:15 p.m. train to South Station, now bound on track 5. Thank you for riding the King
It
Rail.
totally is. You know what? That could be our next business venture. Nice.
Haitian hot pockets. So the soursop drink came, so I'm gonna try
See?
it.
Can't wait to hear what you
So,
think.
but
It tastes like Tylenol.
I'm so glad I didn't order that. I don't remember liking that as a kid.
so what I do is so soft. Like turn it off this police
So,
car.
did you speak
In those
Creole
teas,
before?
I did.
Couldn't
So
do
when I
that.
was in Haiti,
It's
it's
life of
interesting
those young
because
men
when you're young,
are full of life inside the big
you
country.
have to address everyone in
But
French.
Messi, that's my
They
Lionel
want you to
Messi.
speak French
Because Argentina is very good on that soccer.
to my friends
That's
and
nice.
the people who are my own age. I spoke Creole. When I moved to Chicago and I lived with my family, we spoke Creole, which I'm grateful
This is
for.
an inbound train to substation only on track 7. This is an inbound train to substation only on track number 7.
Which is kind of sad. Yeah. What'd you speak at home? Oh, because you're American. I have a headache. Can I have some? Yes.
So, tell me about Haiti.
Haiti is so beautiful. So, okay, I grew up in Haiti. I was actually born in Chicago,
So,
but I moved to Haiti
you go see
when I
right
was
then,
less
okay?
than a year old. And I lived from less than a year old
So those are Haitians. If we go Jamaican in Florida, Miami Gardens.
This is the final boarding call for the 2:18 p.m. train to South
You can
Station.
control yourself. You can control your Gonzalo Bay. You can play on your own. So the female was working here. The female was this thing.
So this is the goat.
If you can, we could bring you to military and people control you. It will be good for you. Gonzalo Bay.
That's right. Just go for it. That's my favorite. So, and then this is That's my favorite. That's like not a Haitian tradition, but that's how I like to eat it. I like to get some sauce. That's good, right? That's right. But anyway, Haiti is not what you see on TV. What you see on TV is just a small part. There are
Let's go for Jamaican and in
there's a lot for tourists to do. There's wonderful artwork. Like last time I was there, I bought some beautiful artwork. If you have a chance, you really should go because you know what you see on TV is just a small. And so there are parts of the country that were devastated. So when you are looking at coverage of Haiti, all they show is devastation. And that's important because people need to see that and a lot of people are supporting Haiti because of the devastation. But beyond that, there are still very beautiful places. There are places that were not affected. And I wish that the
So let me show you. This is Florida, right? African American.
I tell myself I wouldn't ball. Ah! But as I said, this is a place where I did. This is the place where I grew up. This is the place where my childhood, you know.
Good afternoon. This is the final boarding call for the 2:21 p.m. train to Providence, now only on track 1. Thank you for riding Kingu High.
Oh, you mean the baby don't say about Yardman Italy today? Yardman officially becomes a vlogger. You watch this. Say you don't know, say, vlogs and all them things you got up on my channel as of today. I see the footage today. The vlog will be good right now. Why don't travel vlog? Because guess what? Today is Yardman's last day in Georgia. Yardman is going to move. Now go Florida. So right now, we're done pack up on everything. And Yardman, boy,
Oh,
look
that's
at
my.
me,
Let me see. That's my house. That I used to live. Yeah, my yacht. Oh, that's. No, wasn't that little yacht? It was a very big.
Hey, honey. Where you get mango?
My backyard in Hagen, man, was very big tree
One
in
of the
there.
mango tree way up there outside.
A very huge big tree in there, bigger than the full size. Almost, like, I think big like this and the type of it. The big type
Where
of
you
it.
get mango for real?
It was so big in the backyard. Next to my one.
So you really get mango and eat it by yourself and never offer your wife any?
You'll be like twice a year.
But no mango is not on the tree, honey, you know.
Really a lot of mango.
You could have
And
give me
delicious
the
people.
piece. And you know some more mango. The skin? Come, we're gonna look mango because more mango too. I don't know, let's go see. Let's drive around and see if we can find nobody tree and read it.
So do you have this here in Florida? And you here in Massachusetts?
I'm not supposed to drop off a tree now. Let's
You
go.
have this in Massachusetts? Look at the fence in it here, 25 years. She's really big garden. She's making a lot of money. 25 years of female farm. That's in Jamaica. She's making a lot of money, right?
Man,
In
let's
Florida.
go look some. I can probably make some mango juice with these
right?
kind. Need some, right? Deal?
So, that's why you see I keep calling them house Negro up here.
I'm not going out there. You go out there, go
So
look, 'cause
what's
I know there's no
new?
mango
That's in
tree.
Jamaica.
So, we need to go find some. Come on. Nobody can
That's
send us
what
to
they
jail for
even.
picking 2 mangoes.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
How do you I don't black one,
Are we going or what?
My family, if your family is stupid, why they got so much, you got nothing stupid? Why they don't care what about you? You're frustrated themselves.
One more time again.
But
It's
themselves.
your boy Phil.
I don't know. There's a lot of mango tree around the place. Let's just drive and see what's out there. Let's go. Honey, just bring that with you. Let's go. I don't want that. I want a whole mango. Not the whole thing.
Now we're going African American. We go African too. We go out of there. Barbados. And my neighbor, we have some Barbados from Barbados. We're in Florida. My neighbor. They were very good. Very at their own place. I remember her.
Who is she? That could be a reason why you couldn't. You're planning to move to the US.
Jamaican to Florida. Jamaican to Florida.
So you want to know what you should know.
New York also. We all know New York. Jamaican to New York.
Find their family members.
Or the state, California. This is Jamaica and New York City. We are in that. But Haitian, let's.
You want this to hear. You want to hear. You're just fast. Who knows? But anyways, welcome. Come.
From Jamaica. This is from Jamaica to
Come.
United States.
Let's start. So, in this video, I will talk about
The beautiful women.
more so moving from Jamaica to like one of the southern states. So I'm in South Carolina, and there's so much to talk about.
Yes, from Jamaica chicken
everyone,
liver.
welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chinchilla, and today I'm coming to you guys with a new video. Now, if my hair look wet, it's because it is. I just finished washing my hair, but I really wanted to do this video. I've been wanting to do it for like a couple days now, and now that I have the chance, I was like, you know what, let me just hurry up and get it out of the way. So today I will be talking about moving from Jamaica to the United States and all the experiences stuff like that.
No, up here, like, you're stupid, man. You probably just stupid. All they do is do wrong, do evil, then do magic and magic. So one another. Yeah, that no. I always taking other people. It's killing them. It's always an LGBT thing. Lying set up. That's how they do it.
Opportunity to say that
Back and forth.
Journey is different.
Then again, he's a Jamaican.
Life
Look at him.
experiences
Oh no,
are
that's the
different.
Haitian guy.
So if you don't agree with anything
He's a soccer
that I
ball
have to
player.
say,
Haitian.
it's okay. I'm just referring to my experiences and
Yeah,
what I
Haitian
have
is the
learned
soccer
along
ball
the way.
player.
So this has
One of
nothing
the
at all to do with
Haitian
you,
soccer
but
ball
it
player.
has everything to do with me. The other thing I wanted
From
to say
Jamaica. Look at
is
him.
this. Not everything that glitters is gold, meaning that do not see someone's life and think that because they took a certain route, you're supposed to take that route because it might not work the same for you. The next
That
thing is that
Jamaican New York
some people
City.
will make sacrifices that you will not make, right? So don't be envious of anyone's opportunity. Just wait on your turn and be comfortable with what you have. Okay guys, so for today's video I will be talking about moving from Jamaica to living in the United States and what it has been like for what the process has been like. No, I've been living in Jamaica
I wasn't in my
the
Massachusetts.
United States. I think
Lucky
it was
you was in
2014.
Massachusetts.
So I've been living here for about 4 years now.
Yeah,
No, I didn't live here in 2014. I don't remember. But I think, yeah, I've been living here for 4 years now.
Sure.
I was traveling before that though. So maybe that's why I have the dates confused. But I know that I've been living here for 4 years. Basically, I'm going to talk about the things that I've learned while living here. One of the things that I realized when I moved to the United States after a while is that a good friend is better than having like family members, because for me, a friend is more willing to do stuff for you. I don't know if it's a culture thing, because they probably came here before you and they had to struggle. I guess they don't want to feed you. You're gonna need a good, genuine friend. And for me, a man friend is like the best thing. I can't do the female thing. So yeah, for me, friendships are important. Just by observing, I realize that it's better for you to have a good friend overall. The other thing is, I realize that two people together is better than being by yourself. And I'm not talking just to be in a relationship, like to have a partnership where both of you are doing it together. It works out better for you, because trust me, it is expensive to live here. It's not cheap. And trust me, if you have the mentality that I have, where you know, say me not live a certain way in Jamaica, me not coming to America, come live a certain way. So trust me, just your roof alone is a lot of money. So it's good to have like a partner beside you. It will help you to reach your goals and accomplish your goals. After a few years of living here, your perspective will change. Maybe when you lived in Jamaica, before you made a move here, maybe you had a different perspective. Get stuff done and you had a target and you had a plan. When you actually live here, you will realize that, especially once you want to do things legally.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Again, I'm switching it up a little bit, adding a little bit of variety to the channel for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I've been getting a lot of requests, even phone calls from people that's asking me about insight into opening up their own restaurant and to give them an update on my current restaurant. In addition to that,
That's what you want for the people you up here.
I know it's cool and all to be entertained.
People of different color.
You know, because I live my life like an open book, you guys get to travel with me, you get to go different places.
Yeah, doing
you get to
this
see
on
and
this
experience different things that normal people in normal circumstances would normally get to experience. And if you can get a little bit of insight from me in order to help you become a better version of yourself, then I think that's worth having a conversation about. But anyway, as you can see, I'm here at the restaurant. You guys don't really get to see what goes on behind the scenes unless you follow me on Instagram. I'm here in the kitchen to have this conversation about what it's been like to own my own restaurant for a year. For the people that's new to the channel, let me bring you up to speed on what's going on and how I got into the restaurant business in the first place. My family-owned restaurants, specifically my grandmother, owned restaurants 20, 25, 30 years ago. As a user experience expert, I'm always fascinated by the idea of how things can improve, how things are changing, and what kind of impact I can have depending on how I can change things to make it more viable for whoever the customers are, the workers, so on and so forth. Literally, I hatched this idea over a weekend. I'm having a conversation with my grandmother on a Saturday night. She was just giving me her insight into what it was like to own a restaurant, all of the pitfalls, basically got her blessing. And then I had been having a conversation prior to that with my father on and off because he had always been fascinated by the idea of owning a restaurant himself. Made the decision Sunday morning. Monday I went and found a location.
From Jamaica to
Tuesday I had ordered equipment.
Hi, Sabi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi, Sabi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey guys,
okay, Jamaican kitchen in Florida. That's why.
So today I'm doing a little vlog. You know, a little travel vlog. COVID-19 edition. Let you guys come with me on my journey. I'm gonna go and get ready to go to the airport. See you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I'm back and we're out and set to go to the airport.
Good afternoon. This is Edward boarding call number 239 p.m. train to South Station, now bound on track 3. Thank you for riding the Kiwi Rail.
So I'm here. Time to go in and get my business done. So I'll try to keep you guys updated as much as possible. And okay, let's go.
Jamaican restaurant. Nice, in Miami, Florida. In Florida. Hindu. I know that area. I've been in that area, thank you. Did they have that in Massachusetts? No. So what the heck's going on in Massachusetts? Keep walking. Keeping a mental humble. Keep walking, sir. Keep walking. You know. What's going on with that? Not the way my Africa is really unite why that's how United is about.
I got a great triple D
married couple. The wife is in the military, and they traveled from Nebraska to the Netherlands to Ohio to Maine, and the whole time they want great Jamaican food. They can't find any, so they start to make their own. And their friends say, you know what? Someday you guys should open your own restaurant. After they get stationed here in Colorado Springs, they do just that. This is Spice Island Grill.
How long on the festival bread and plantains?
Another 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
One bite and I'm on island time.
Jerk pork up?
The food is amazing every time.
That's because Claudette and Glenroy Hutchinson know Jamaican food. They grew up on it, and when their families immigrated to the States, they brought their recipes with them everywhere they went. You're in the military.
I wasn't in the military.
Every place you go, you're not finding Jamaican food, so you're cooking your own
We're cooking our own Jamaican
And then
food.
your friends are coming around trying your Jamaican food.
Yes.
And that experience paid off when they opened this joint in 2011.
Curry goat, table 5.
Curry is a big part of Jamaican dishes.
Okay, here is their curry goat. I cannot think of
We
anywhere
are
else in
in
Colorado. Springs, then you can get curry goat. Jerk chicken, table 6.
The jerk chicken is an amazing mixture of spices and flavors.
It's incredible. It's more flavorful than spiced tomato.
Let's get after it.
Okay, so I have some red cayenne pepper. You know, you can't have too much pepper. Some paprika, just regular salt. Cumin, or cumin, we call it in Jamaica. This is our secret ingredient, some ground coffee. Mix it all together. We use this as our dry rub.
That's 4 times the amount of cayenne to anything else.
It's jerk. It has to start with spice.
Could we just crumble up rollades and throw them in there now?
You won't need the rollades. When we add the wet stuff to it, it just all balances out. So next we make our marinade. It's gonna be like a paste. In a blender, we add garlic, oil, vinegar, thyme, fresh, and lots of green onions.
I got
And
my breath on this
There you go. Next up,
chicken leg quarters. We wash this with vinegar. Then we're gonna add the
That's
red
different.
seasoning. Get it all underneath the skin. So I guess it takes 2 people to
it goes a little bit faster. You do it this way, huh?
add.
Oh, lined up, yeah.
This is where the flavor comes from.
The Best of Jamaica 2020 Orlando Results Show. We asked and you responded, so here are the results of the Best of Jamaica in Orlando for 2020.
This is Nigel with the new Digicel International app. He can connect with loved ones in so many more ways. Now, a click with Digicel International is a click to more. It's a click that gives support from afar. It's a click that sends money for the essentials. It's a click that pays bills easily to keep the lights on and the water running. It's a click that brings you closer to them and brings home to you. Download the new Digicel International app or visit digicelinternational.com.
We're going to move into Orlando. What is the best local local Jamaican patty shop / bakery in Orlando. And I want to say I agree with this one. Caribbean Sunshine. Bakery. So congratulations to Caribbean Sunshine Bakery. I'm hoping to realize this when it come on to the events and food. We can tell them about it and we can agree with it because we know where is the best place to buy Jamaican groceries in Orlando?
Hmm?
come to a farm is, a black person will take a slave. There's really no way that your ancestors can go through hundreds of years of enslavement and tenant farming and being ripped off their land by racist violence and not have this visceral reaction to the earth because the land really was the scene of the crime. We had these autonomous, beautiful relationships with land before, and that's something we can reclaim and get connected to.
Black farmers have historically been missing from narratives about farm life.
There ain't nobody gonna push me off my land.
From Hollywood films,
If you build it, he will come.
to PSAs in the 2000s.
Farmers were our foundation. They're the ones who made us strong.
But black farmers have always been here. In spite of the broken promise of 40 acres and a mule, black farmers made up a sizable 14% of the farming population in the 1920s. Fast forward to the 80s, when they were said to be on the brink of extinction. Then in 2012, the agriculture census showed a rise in black farmers. But a new food economy investigation earlier this year disputed the increase, saying it reflected changes in methodology, not reality. One thing is certain, there's been a rapid decline in the number of black farmers over the past century, and there's no shortage of reasons why. Widespread USDA discrimination against black farmers who needed loans and assistance, as well as black land taken or lost through force, local corruption, and fractured land titles all played a role. Now, with the case for reparations gaining traction in Congress and among Democratic presidential candidates, the history of black farmers and land loss is receiving new interest.
Come on, kiddies. You almost ready?
The family of Ernest Vines, a retired auto mechanic and former farmer, is among the many black families in the rural South who have lost land.
This house right here, this was my great-granddaddy and his wife. This is where I was born at. I was born right there. I was born in 1947.
In the early 1900s, the Vines family purchased roughly 50 acres of land.
This deal was made on the 5th day of February, 1906. Austin Vine was my granddaddy, and they purchased this land from the Dawson. And they approached it for $750.
They first started losing property in the late 1930s, when a white neighbor claimed 14 acres of their land. Vines' father tried to fight it in court.
This is my father, right here. And everybody say he favored me. But I know my father was.
So I'm showing you guys. But the people saying what's going on in Manchester. Why Manchester is the still only people.
His father, his grandfather.
Only a group of colored people that can be prosperous.
Don't give up in what you believe in.
So,
Don't give up.
I mean,
put your faith
why
in God.
everything have under control a group of colored people? One part of a group of colored people after the other one have nothing. So that's why when you look at the big land, that's bringing a lot of millions and feeding America, United States. So feeding United States. So what's going on? That's why you hear I keep calling them out Negro up here. Up here, anything like that, you're gonna see they're gonna start a homosexual things. You're gonna see drugs. You see at the shelters and the streets, ignorant. Then you see the fighting and the violence and the issue, and then so for getting money for drug stealing. You know, they stay on the welfare and the SSI. They won't go to school, they won't get educated, they won't work. And bragging for other people. So you're gonna see that. That's why you see. That's why I call them McDonald's Negro. So what you giving? You see those dumb Haitian and what me giving to those trash Caucasian and Spanish? So in those African Americans for themselves, this is what's going. You can see how the six completely different. So this is the guy. Look at his land. African American successful. Bringing million dollars.
2% of farmers in the United States are black. But
This is bringing million dollars, feeding America.
And what does their future hold?
So,
share your thoughts with us on Twitter or in our live YouTube chat, and you too could be in the stream.
Very beautiful. Beautiful in the family. We are very beautiful.
You know, a century ago, African-American families owned 1/7 of the country's farmland. That's about 15 million acres. But they've lost more than 70% of that property, largely because of racism, through loan discrimination, or even
So
violence.
this is how dangerous we receive here. Let's see here. In Massachusetts, dangerous addiction versus addiction. Slumber, dangerous slumber. This is addiction. So
Being a black farmer has always been difficult. And I always knew there was a problem, but I really didn't get it until I was the one that they were pushing. It means so much because I remember my dad taking me riding in the truck. You had tractors moving, dirt was being thrown over it. It was the best feeling. You definitely want your kids to take over the farm for you to keep that legacy going.
The number of black farmers in America has been steadily declining since the 1920s, once accounting for 14% of all farmers. Today, they make up less than 2%.
I mean, that's one,
It got me wondering, what's happening to
for
all the
just one
black
farm,
farmers?
$12 billion, feeding America.
That's all me, from my grandfather to my great-grandfather. I farmed with my two brothers and my dad.
Unlike some struggling crop growers and dairy farmers, sugarcane farmers enjoy regulated prices, which have made sugarcane a wealth crop. June and Angie Provost are sugarcane farmers in Louisiana, and a line of black farmers before them.
Probably 5, 6, I remember my dad just taking me ride in the field, looking at the tractors. I would just try to do everything my dad did. He would always put his arm out the window, so I did the same thing. I was lucky enough to have a business where we can go and enjoy doing what we love every day. It was never a job. I would get up 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. We all would go in the field. You had tractors moving, dirt was being thrown over. It was the best feeling. There's a smell when the air get that breeze and you get that smell from that. You like
This is the reason I need the people as soon as possible to
it's a beautiful thing.
put to you the crisis in Massachusetts.
My safe place, it was where I felt most comfortable. We were a community of African American farmers. I mean, you talk about probably over 50 farmers, farm families. Now,
those are from in Florida and other states.
250,000 acres grown of sugar cane. There are only 4 African
So
American
why
families
not
left.
in Massachusetts? Let's see. Explain the Massachusetts, the USA. Massachusetts, the US explain. Why not in Massachusetts? Let's see what's going on in Massachusetts. Why they put it like that?
Geographically, it's a very small state, with a drive from the coast to its western edge taking only around 2 hours. Yet few other parts of the country have had as much of a historical and modern impact on the United States as Massachusetts. It takes up less land than 7 different counties in the U.S. and can fit into Alaska 63 times over, but is home to nearly 7 million people and contains the 10th largest urban area in the country, in addition to several of the most prestigious universities on Earth. Boasting a human development index higher than all but one country in the world, and one of the most historically significant states in the U.S., Massachusetts is the 6th place I will talk about in the U.S. Explained, a 56-part series on every state, territory, and federal district in the
Let's see
country.
African American in Hollywood. So that's why when you hear a guy hear me up calling them out, he go in Boston, in Massachusetts, this is the week. They're expensive, lazy, won't do nothing, can people hold them, stealing, and not that they won't go to school, educated, billionaire, but your dumb nonsense thing, and begging and worshipping other people, but your negative and do a lot of jobs.
My name is Larry R. Surratt. I'm the president of the Daniel
So
A.
negative.
Murray Cultural
And tell you black and black
Association of the Library of Congress. I welcome you
Jealous,
on
jealous
behalf
also tell you
of
from
staff
they a lot of dumb things jealous from
Librarian of
Thailand.
Congress,
That's why I
Michelle
wasn't used to
LaHaye.
it.
Welcome
They
you to
got
the
it from
most
Thailand now. There's a lot of
beautiful
dumb things.
library in the world.
So he got
The Association of Library of Congress
so
and the Motion
LGBT also
Picture
class too.
Broadcasting Recording Foundation
Being
of Library of Congress want to
with the
welcome
stupid
you
dumb stupid
to an interview with the awesome Russell Williams II. We welcome you and hope that you will enjoy the interview. Thank you.
So this is how the ladder things go.
Now we'll have the highlight library collections. We all come at this time.
So this is what's going on. So that's why when you get with Nicole de Mouse, those are the reason the Martian Society. I know she has an idea. That's how make him become the money. I know that I was watching his class. It's good.
Not every legend is a myth.
Yeah, I watched that class.
Some are flesh and blood.
Hey, work hard to be where you
Some
is.
legends walk among us, but they aren't born. They're built. Legends are made from iron and sweat, mind and muscle, blood and vision, and victory. Legends are champions. They grow. They win. They conquer. There's a legend behind every legacy. There's a blueprint behind every legend. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is my blueprint.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, 28 years old,
See, our races in Boston.
240 pounds.
They didn't know that.
Mr. Olympia.
It's very deeply racist. It's very highly dangerous racism in Boston. But that's the thing we're gonna take down. We're gonna take that racism down. Don't worry. Everything we're gonna take down. 2020.
Boston, home to Mark Wahlberg, Donnie Wahlberg, and all of the rest of the Wahlbergs.
How racist is
It's
Boston?
also home to Spotlight, the team of Boston Globe reporters who exposed the city's church sex scandal. I'm here because the Spotlight team has been asking another uncomfortable question. How racist is Boston? For decades, people have called Boston racist for no reason. Red Sox were the last baseball team to integrate. Bostonians violently resisted desegregation. Even in 2017, fans at Fenway Park called Adam Jones the N-word.
Most racism
All
in the
this
world.
got Spotlight curious. Reporter Nikila Johnson.
So we wanted to look at why does Boston have the racist reputation and why does it deserve it?
How do you measure racism?
Well, you do it in a variety.
How many times the N-word is said?
I don't know, it was something Clinton song.
Like a hygrometer?
No. So one study we found showed that the median net worth of white families in Boston was $247,000. Compare that to the median net worth of black families in Boston, which was $8.
I counted thousands, like $8,000.
No, just $8.
$8. That's not even a grande soy latte.
In essence, net worth is what you own minus what you owe. And black folks in Boston don't own a lot.
That's not even enough for a footlong.
Just attitude.
That's not even enough to buy 12, no, 11.
Neo-Nazi.
This is one example of what structural racism looks like.
Yeah, most of the cap on Boston are racist. There's one of the way to keep it. That's what I found out. They use the criminal junkie and there's something we can go to investigate it. So, real of them are racist. Most of them are racist. Sorry, Marshall.
Surely the people of Boston must be feeling all that structural racism. To find out, I went to one of the city's most beloved cathedrals, Fenway Park.
I don't see that racism myself, honestly.
No, I don't think Boston's a racist city.
I think that we've got a lot of attention with our sports being in the media.
So Boston's racist reputation is a conspiracy formed by people who hate Boston sports teams for winning all the damn time.
Yes. They love to hate us.
Yeah, I don't think of Boston as a racist city at all.
So how do you know?
What? Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
feel it. You know, it's just
Yeah, because you're Caucasian, how you gonna feel racist when you're Caucasian?
Huh. Spotlight says the city has a race
Come
problem.
on, don't be stupid.
Why haven't these
It's not racist how you
Bostonians
know. I don't feel it.
seen
But you're not.
The spotlight
You're
gave
Caucasian.
us data
How you gonna feel it?
to support
Jesus.
what black people in and around the city already knew.
So if the data was news to you, you call the article the spotlight.
That's exactly in America Civil War.
You got it. You just called it. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all.
Because the racism is not as overt,
Megan.
it's difficult for people who don't experience it on a day-to-day
What happened to her?
to realize that it's there.
I get it. I've been asking the wrong people. If you want to know if Jurassic Park is safe, you don't ask the dinosaurs. It's not as racist as it used to be, but there are some blatant problems.
A white person walks into a room in Boston, they don't have to think about that I'm the only white person here.
On a scale of Jazzy Jeff to Jeff Sessions, how uncomfortable is it for black people? Tell me when to stop.
So this is all those.
So about 60, 70% comfortable. Not quite. Hey, boy, go home, but definitely
Know
not.
your neighborhood. Know where you are allowed. Know where you're wanted.
Because when I investigated in Massachusetts, millionaires, there's no people that's Haitian, Jamaican, anything like that. Billionaires, only 200 billionaires, and only that little state of Massachusetts, they're all Caucasian, most of them Caucasian, Spanish, Asian, in Middle East.
And Salem is actually
So
home
the
to the very
middle
first
part.
American
So,
slave voyage.
and
So in
let's call it,
1636,
when we
Marblehead,
to the children,
Massachusetts is where the ship was created, the Desire. The
so
Desire
these
ship
are the
would have left
rituals.
somewhere along the
Not
Salem
only the
shoreline
rituals, the
to
crisis
depart
ratio,
and bring
this
back
is a
enslaved
dangerous
Africans.
problem.
We know about this voyage
In
thanks to
Massachusetts.
John Winthrop. Winthrop
It's a very, very
was the
dangerous
governor of
problem.
Massachusetts, and he
Crisis
also was a leading
actually,
figure in the Mass Bay colony.
this is addiction.
He wrote in his journal that William Pierce, a Boston sea captain, spent 7 months in the Indies, where he went to Providence Island, which is off of now present-day Nicaragua, and he brought back with him
So that's how you see I keep calling some
tobacco,
of them as
Negroes,
because you
and
know how
salt.
the history
The enslaved
how
Africans were referenced as Negroes in this journal.
So if we go
I asked
every
myself,
state,
when I
other
learned
state,
this,
this at
why
Massachusetts,
would William
well,
Pierce
people different
need
color
to bring
pass.
back,
Every
or
people
want to
doesn't matter
bring
what
back
your color,
enslaved
you pass.
Africans to
You can
Massachusetts,
pass and
to
you know.
this area where the Puritans were
But
establishing
Massachusetts
colonies.
is the only state.
And I thought back to school where we learned that the
Those who are
Puritans, they
passport back
followed
in
the footsteps of the Pilgrims who established a
to move all
colony
the
in
states.
Plymouth, and they wanted to get free from the Church of England because they wanted to create their own
Or they
godly
come from other
society,
states,
one that others
already
could
prosperous.
emulate. And they wanted to be
to
this
come.
beacon of hope.
But there's
That's
no
the
one of
Puritans that we
them
learned
is
about.
billion
All
and
this
million.
is true. What I learned, though, is that there's more to the story. The book, Black Lives, Native Lands, White Worlds, goes into the economics behind the colonies.
See, that's what I said.
The Puritan colony and the Pilgrim colonies
economy.
were backed by trading companies.
So the
that
economy
means
for the
that
white
they
people and the
needed
Massachusetts
the
is
colonists to actually realize a profit.
Especially
They weren't doing this just to establish a new world. They expected profits from what they were doing there.
That's made the
So
Latino
that
the
meant
most
that the
racist. I do
Puritans
say
and
with the
Pilgrims
own
had
mouth
to figure out what's the best way
but use
to
politics
make
to
a
lie
profit
on
and be able to
as
trade.
black and yellow people.
They decided that the best way to do this was to enslave
As a
people.
black and yellow
And this
people.
could be in part
Black
due to
people.
feedback that John Smith
So,
had from his trip in
Because
1614
why would the Spanish
to
see
present-day
prosper?
Massachusetts in
So
Maine.
how Africa?
In 1614, he came up here exploring to see what was here,
So still
and he
you
wrote
what
down
you
in his travels that with enough military
later
force,
use that you
any
hate it.
colonist could subdue the
Yeah,
Indians
then you
and
just
use
have
them
to
for labor
sure.
or even trade them for Africans.
That's right.
The colonists had their charter
In
from
the
England
Caucasian.
and came to this new
Cambridge.
world. But this world was not new.
there were already many people that have lived
That's
here for
gonna be my
centuries,
assistant.
many tribes, from
So
the
even
Wampanoag to the
Boston,
Nipmuc
even
to
the
the
truth about
Massachusetts,
living in
and many
Boston.
more. They all had been here from
Jesus.
centuries with their own culture and their own way of life that the
Not a
colonists
good thing.
intruded upon in
Living
order
in
to
Boston,
create
not
their
nice.
godly society.
Not
So
nice.
many of these tribes were decimated
Very
by
nice
the
city,
diseases
very
that
nice,
the
big
colonists
nice
brought.
city.
Diseases like
But
yellow fever and the smallpox.
Jesus.
Those that were okay and able to survive the diseases had to deal with the colonists and come to some type of agreement over the land. And the agreements were really done just to stay safe from the colonists. One example I learned came from the Indian Country News website. Ramona Peter, who was the cultural historian for the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe back in 2017, she shared with that news outlet that the Wampanoag Pilgrim Treaty of 1621 was not as rosy as it seems. The Wampanoag tribe signed off on this agreement really.
It's a rainy Thursday evening, and you curl up in your armchair with a cup of hot chocolate and a new Brightside video. Suddenly, you notice a scary shadow above you. There's a monster on the wall with 100 legs and antenna on its head. You start dialing 911 and your mom at the same time. While you're on the phone, your guest moves at lightning speed. 2 seconds, and you can no longer see it. You grab a mop and hide in your closet. With your hand shaking, you open the browser and type "scary beast inside my house." You scroll before you finally find the right one. House centipede. Turns out it only has 15 pairs of legs, 2 well-developed eyes, and 2 long, sensitive antennae to pick up smells and vibrations. It carries venom in the legs, located by the head and near the mouth. And it can hold more than 1 prey in its legs, using them like a lasso. All this makes your guest an excellent hunter. Somehow, all the web pages you're looking at are telling you to leave the beast alone and be happy it's in your house. A lot of people are trying to get rid of them, but house centipedes are a natural and free pest control in your home. They'll help you get rid of bugs, flies, ants, moths, spiders, termites, and cockroaches. You, as a human, are simply not on their menu. They're active night hunters, and they don't leave webs or traps anywhere. They don't build nests in house either, and don't snack on your furniture, clothing, food, or pets. They move without making a sound, and without leaving any dirty traces behind. House centipedes don't carry any diseases, and in 99% of cases, get out at night when you can't see them. They're always moving around looking for prey. Because they move quickly, you might not notice them at all. They would only try biting you if you attack them first. Even then, they can't bite through skin. It feels like a light bee sting. Nothing too crazy. This sounds promising, and you're almost ready to get out of your hiding spot. You scream like a girl. It's there again. Quickly, you don't need to feel comfortable sharing your home with this multi-legged creature. You grab a jar and a paper. It's running across the room. It's under the bookshelf. Wait for it to get out on the wall. You turn off the lights to make it feel more relaxed. It's still now. And so, it's done. You take it outside and hope it will still do the pest control job out there. Well, it's that time of year again, spring cleaning. Making your way outside, you grab the duster and broom to get rid of all those cobwebs on your windows. They don't stand a chance this time. Removing one cobweb after the other, you suddenly notice some weird-shaped mud stuck under the eaves and porch. What's this? It suddenly dawns on you. These have to be mud dauber wasp nests. You're probably thinking there's a swarm of them around with so many nests being side by side. Luckily, mud dauber wasps are solitary insects. Whew! All those little mud huts are filled with paralyzed spiders. Sometimes, even up to 500 spiders can be trapped in these lockers, just waiting for the wasp young to hatch. If the nest has holes, it may indicate the nest is inactive or old, as mud dauber wasps create holes when they leave the nest. If you're not going to remove them, it's best to wait until nighttime when they're not as active. While they're pretty placid, if they feel threatened, they won't hesitate to stay. looking like someone got halfway through building one insect and forgot what part came next. The mole cricket is one insect that really looks out of this world. With claws like a mole, a body of a cricket, and the head of a shrimp, this critter is like the platypus of the insect world. They're not venomous and will only bite if you trap them inside your hand. And if you really annoy it, it's got something else up its sleeve, the wings. They can spit a foul-smelling brown liquid from their body, just like a skunk. So just let them leave your home and there will be nothing to clean up. Rock pools are teeming with all sorts of plant and animal life. Sea creatures, such as starfish and sea